Well, I just stepped outside. There's Dave K2SS and Walt WA3LRO picking up. Evening's coming on. It's been a long day, and that's most of the reason. Off to the right, the 40-meter tower. We had to take down and fix a trap on the 40-meter driven element. Had all the rest of the wires and the lower 40 in place, and so we tried to do it without taking the beam through. We were successful, but it was a miserable trip. Somewhere along here I should pick up Mr. Moody N3ED and John W3UM. Set. What's going on here, John?
Oh, we're putting up a beverage on the US.
We just looked down your European one, which is beautiful. How long are they?
This will only be about 350 feet. The European one's about 550.
Okay. Now, I thought it'd be a couple of wavelengths long. John and Ed, who's probably going to walk into the picture if I'm lucky. There, N3 Echo Delta, two of the beverage kings, and this has been going on for several hours. Wednesday, and there they go in a straight line. John, the secret of a good beverage, which we learned long ago, is that it's just got to be as straight as an arrow. Any bends in the beverage and you start picking up signals that you don't want to pick up, and doesn't act as a beverage, just as a lossy piece of wire lying on the ground. There he goes, working through cactus, prickly pear. The only nice thing out there is aloe vera, and it's getting pretty dry. No bugs out here this year, and that's very fortunate. Last year we were stringing beverages through here and we're just being eaten alive. Bill's back and our host WA3LRO. So what are you checking out, Walt?
Well, I'm trying to compute the actual height of our antennas, and it appears as if instead of being 100 feet high, these things are 130, 140 feet high.
Well, that should help on the long path.
Yeah, which means that we should probably take an antenna and put it in the water. We want a low one.
We could float one. You got some wood?
Or catch the sun.
Oh, the sunset? Okay, I was getting Bill's profile, but nah. Let's swing the camera, catch the sun, and here we go, another sunset. Well, he wants me to go pick up the grouting on the side of his home.
As we bid a fond farewell to another day in paradise.
If it looks dark and quiet, it certainly is. We're about 40 minutes before the contest, and hoping that power distribution is going to work at this point. Oh, there's the Antillean flag.
Sugar something Delta 599.
We're well into Saturday afternoon.
Sugar Delta, your pulsar.
Walt's building something. K2SS Dave is running on 10 meters. The multiplier station back there behind Chet. Walt's fixing something.
5909, over.
Is that Jim's?
Yeah, this is Jim's. And Bill's at the multiplier station. There's Chuck, Pj4CR. We just passed Chet, Pj9EE, so we've got a good contingent of hams here in the shack.
And you too, yes, thank you.
XZ going strong at the multiplier station. He's on 15 right now. And right beside him, of course, there you can see the amp coming on. K2 Sugar. With the computer link, and Bill, of course, has a computer link in front of him. One more, we've got 3 computers tied together, and we can spot for multipliers on the little laptop. This Chet Pj9EE getting a little bit of a run through on the contest software. John W3UM operating at one of the multiplier positions. You can hear Dave still going strong on 10 meters. Almost 16 hours into the contest at this point in time, and the midday sun outside, I walked out there, pretty hot. Ed running, Dave looking for malts.
Thank you, Charlie Kilo. Papa Julian 1 Bravo.
11 o'clock, Saturday evening. Contest has been going on now for 24 hours and 3 more grizzly hours. Well, it's about 4 hours since, 4.5 hours since I took the last pictures. We've been rolling along. Ed's looking for multipliers right now on 20 meters. the multiplier guy. And right next, WA3LRO, running on 40. Let's watch him for a moment. He's got John spotting on the US frequency on 40, while it's listening on his own frequency, splitting the run between Europeans and stateside.
Who knows?
Lima Alpha Zero.
Sugar Papa 5909. God, I don't know what frequency. The Sugar Zulu Papa 5 X-Ray Honolulu, Mexico 5909, Dad. Thank you. QRZ Pj1B. Lima Alpha 0 Charlie X-Ray, you're 5909, guide. US Delta 14, thank you very much. QRZ, the Juliet Spain on 163, 5909. W1 November Germany, 5909. QSL, W1NG, Pj1B, QRZ.
Around the table now, I'm sitting back the bedroom side, give you a better idea of the whole thing. Walt set up Saturday morning, most through the day, an extra 80-meter station, sort of at waist level.
Victor Echo 7, Victor Radio 5909.
And we've got the regular station we had there.
QSL Pj1B.
Drifting in and out of focus.
5909.
Looking down there, our main run station, which at this time of the night has been dedicated to chasing mults on 20 meters. And then all the way down.
Baker 9 with Juliet Sugar. What's the call?
Takes in the whole room.
Roger.
All the way over to the kitchen.
Thank you. The Italy Sugar 0, go ahead.
Looks like there's some dishes needing to be done.
Calling me.
Coffee's getting awfully grubby.
5904.
You last saw Walt, he was running 40 meters. Here it is, 9 local time in the morning. And we're going on 10 meters. The rest of the room contains a surprise. Of course, Chet and Dave. There's the backside of John, NL7GP, who just arrived a few minutes ago. Heard me pick up zone 23 on 20 meters, has 39 zones on 20. John had been over on Curacao with the PJ9W group, and things didn't go too well on 10 meters, I guess.
Roger, Papa 975, Roger, 5909, okay?
Camera's jiggling. I'll get him to tell a story. That's the plug for industrial lift truck on your back there. Industrial lift truck, supplier of coax, Bon Vivant station manager.
That's right. Call me if you want to buy a forklift.
Okay. Well, John, hey John, tell us why you're here.
The weather's better.
The weather's better on Bonaire. I guess it's a story that'll be told over a beer. Well, 11:30 in the morning, so what are we, 8.5 hours to go. Dave down at the end spotting malts, backing up Bill. Walt's running on 10. Ed's at the second position on 10 to pick up malts on the run band.
I just tried to get him to move.
John's listening on 20.
Not in the same room. Frequency is
And
he's doing 15 and 10. And he's there now.
Discussion going on about a malt that won't move, and there's John W3UM. They're shot. What's happened at this point, I was trying to show you the little computers down there. They announced about 20 minutes ago that we'd gone past the old world's record. And local time, it's just a little bit after 2 o'clock. 2 in the afternoon, 2:30 in the afternoon. So that leaves us 6 hours to go. If everything continues to work well, it'll be icing on the cake. We were trying to beat the previous world record that P40V had taken away from this crew down at 9Y4 Whiskey several years ago. And looks like it's in the bag at this point in time. We'll know more later on. But we at least have one good run band going, and the ability to hop from between 2 different multiplier stations.
HX5P.
You're 7035.0, and we will call you at 20.
Ed's running away on 10.
And thanks very much. We really appreciate it.
20-meter station just picked up that multiplier, the Isle of Man. Bill's so excited, he's just talking to the guy.
Get the score up as high as we possibly can in these
Bravo, Papa, Bravo.
I'll zoom in on him.
We're working you at 2300, okay?
Bought that plug for industrial lift truck.
November 8,
One of the sponsors of this fine operation, along with the ICO Radio Commission.
Thank you very much.
Be kidding. Well, not really about the industrial lift truck sponsor you just saw the back of. It's just one reel of a lot of coax that feeds this station. I'll get in for a closer shot and you'll see the difference between it and standard coax. Bill KB2XZ sponsored or sent down thousands of feet of this coax that looks about the size of a fire hose. There it is coming out to standard RG8AU, or actually 213 that we use. So use the big stuff outside as direct berry quality coax and very, very low loss, but of course you have to step it down and move to a more flexible kind of coax to go into the shack. There's the mess of control cables and coax going in.
Thank you. Pj1 Baker.
He's retired from the electric company.
Victor Zulu Alpha.
So Victor Zulu Alpha 5909. I don't hear him.
He repairs.
Just past the 19 million mark a couple of minutes ago, getting well above the record.
Yours call, Kilo Alpha 9, Victor Zulu Alpha,
Dave running
Roger.
on 15.
Thank you, PJ1 Bravo.
Walt's listening on a different antenna and getting a completely different set of signals.
Papa Juliet 1 Bravo.
Walt's listening on a vertical, Dave on the stacked beams.
Contest, Papa Juliet 1 Bravo, PJ1 Bravo.
We gotta move.
Take your contest, Papa Juliet 1 Bravo, PJ1 Bravo.
And
Okay, we're gonna have to move up. It's crowded here.
right next to them, John W3UM looking into the receiver, listening.
Another half.
Papa Juliet 1 Bravo. What?
Another half. Up.
He and Ed are chasing a 5H3 in zone 37 who's going by district,
Papa Juliet 1 Bravo.
waiting till he gets to the
PJ1
one.
Bravo. Contest over.
John worked him a
That's
few
it.
minutes ago and the guy turned him down because he was
November
on
4 Echo
fours.
5909, sir.
So maybe he'll get him this time. Walt's listening on a receiver behind him.
Sierra Baker, Papa Juliet 1 Bravo.
Walt, tune the receiver.
Well, I think the real secret is on 15 meters to really dig them out deep. Put your hand behind your back.
1 Bravo.
Grab the tuning knob.
These early on.
You monitor the frequency from behind. So that way you can get all the people that you don't see from the front part.
Something India, your call?
Walt working away behind the back.
Outline 4, are you on frequency?
Actually, those second receivers on a different antenna do make a big difference.
3DL, thank you. PJ1B.
Interesting combination.
Past 19 million now.
2TE 509.
Nothing really happening on 20.
14 PJ1B.
And the two guys on 10 meters trying to dig out Africans. Huge pileups on the Africans going by numbers. Hello, Mr. Ed. You going to get an African?
United Southern, your call.
I can't see that close.
Take your contest, Papa Juliet 1
This has to go to 15.
I'll take it. Hours to the end of the contest.
Roger, thank you very much. You're 5909 from Papa Japan 1 Bravo.
N3 Echo Delta just landed KH3, what? KH3 Echo Charlie, I think. Who was that, Ed? Ed? Who was that?
You calm down.
Type it in. Huh?
Type it in the screen.
It did.
He's too busy celebrating. How come we don't see it?
Right there.
He hasn't hit the enter key yet.
I don't see it yet. Hit the enter key.
I hit the enter key. It's right there.
It's not over here.
Your screen doesn't work. What do you want from me?
Anyway, the wonderful world of computers. Ed doing multipliers on 10 meters and getting excited over a Johnson Island.
Yeah, they're all strong. They're going to
There's WA3LRO rolling along on 15 meters. He's got a really good run going into the States right now.
I've already worked that guy.
Been on that frequency for a long time.
Hey, Bill.
Sure problem. You're the one who
Working in the terms 3-4 a minute.
Yo, Bill.
What?
Scores built past 20 million and still 2 hours to go. It's going to be a madhouse at the end of the contest. We know it because we've got so many skeds between 2300 and 2400.
No, I don't know what it is.
I bet it is. I bet it's all these 2300s.
No, it's not, Moody, because I've got one that says the right
John,
stuff. I have no idea what
We're having a computer argument. John,
I don't know why we don't have cable.
tell us what it's going to be like at 2300.
Meshed gears.
Okay, we hope the gears mesh.
The gears will mesh.
How are we going to cover 40 and 80 at the same time?
It's a list operation.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. Works for me.
They'll just be lined up alphabetically.
Is your computer taking input?
Yours is Bravo, okay? Okay, the Alpha Bravo 5909.
This is laid-back contesting at its finest.
5909.
Walt's got the long headphone boom mic on, wandering around the shack,
Bravo, Whiskey Bravo.
while his secretary, W3UM, sits at the keyboard and tries frantically to keep up.
Papa Juliet 1 Bravo, QSL, your 5909, Pj1B. What's the call again? Whiskey Baker 9 Delta what?
Someone screwed things up by not coming back in sequence.
Whiskey Delta 9 Delta India Foxtrot, thank you, Pj1B, QRZ.
He's starting to
It's
come up.
looking good.
Alpha 5909.
Well over 20 million at this point in time,
Starting to come up.
which is nicely ahead of the current multi-single record.
5909, okay?
Computers have held up pretty well. The main computer is kept current.
909.
The other two have had a little bit of faltering in the wiring, but one's 3 or 4 queues behind and the other's maybe 7 or 8, so it hasn't lost much. And Bill, KB2XZ, our master computer operator, has been doing his backups.
That's what I had.
So,
What to do?
okay, a hush across the crowd as KB2XZ at a minute after the hour backs up the disc because there's almost nothing on the scraps of paper. And our host for the first time in his own home, WA3LRO. Okay, Walt, I'm looking at your face. Can you,
Oh yeah?
yeah, tell.
That's a pretty chintzy looking
What?
camera.
I know.
Compared to what I got interviewed with yesterday.
Yeah, I know. What's the score look like?
I don't know. Computer's down.
Oh, the computer's down?
Bill's trying to find the bin file all morning. He hasn't found it yet.
That's something to do with
What's a bin file for us paperwork guys?
contact center or something like that.
I don't know.
What? Is that like losing the log pages?
No, it's like losing the law. That's okay, we can make it up.
Just a bad joke.
Somebody got a call book somewhere?
That's what John's doing right now. He's reading a call book. We'll fill it up with 9,600 calls and we'll be back even. Monday morning, lather up time. Mr. Moody,
Mr. Cole.
Grandfather Moody. Tell us what's happening this morning.
We're reeling in our capabilities, which seem to be very good. Lousy band conditions, we did it.
Ed and John are headed out to the north long wire takedown project. The rest of the crew's starting to take things down, first to lather up with the suntan lotion. Ed's protection factor 8 and John's trying to stay brown. What are you putting on, John?
I don't think anything today. So
Nothing. Okay.
gotta beat that XZ guy.
Okay.
That's what happens when you get old.
Gut
You gotta
skin.
protect things.
Look at those legs. Bill, give us a quick rundown on the game plan.
Hold on, Stu.
Okay.
Let's check. We're here.
Hey, can you send back to me now? I'm going to take...
Alright, the game plan is 2 teams going up the 4 towers. Stuart and John go up 40, take down the 240s, the wires, the long wire. I'm doing 10-meter tower, take the 4 10-meter beams down. Then we shift and go to the 20s, take the 220s, the 415s down, take everything apart, cut it in little small pieces and put it in a little box to send back to the USA so we can measure for life.
There he is. Okay, go get wet. Monday afternoon, we finally got to Pink Beach, except the sun had gone down. Worked all day long. I was going to say it doesn't get better than this, but it probably does. Worked all day long. All the antennas on the ground. Bill and John leave tomorrow. I don't know if you can pick them up. They sound a little bit like they're having fun.